This is NBC6 South Florida Today.
New class of tall towers could bring the Miami skyline to new heights. According to published reports, 2 mega skyscrapers are being designed to soar past the 1,000-foot mark, which would make them among the tallest buildings in the world. The City of Miami's planning board's already recommended approval. Miami City Commissioners meet tomorrow to consider developing those towers near Biscayne Boulevard.
Local 10, South Florida's most watched newscast at 6.
With all the new construction, if you think Miami's skyline is changing, watch out. It could reach unprecedented heights if one developer has his way. A billion-dollar plan calls for 2 towering complexes at 93 stories high. But as Local 10's Mark Joyella reports, before ground is broken, those developers have a much bigger challenge, getting the go-ahead from the city.
Elegant, streamlined, curvy.
Miami architect Kobi Karp says his Empire World Towers would simply transform Miami's skyline.
We wanted to make a statement of a building which is clean, simple, elegant, yet makes an iconic statement.
93 stories high and climbing 1,010 feet into the sky.
What we did is we are creating the light halos, and the bridges are the connections, which are basically also used as life safety to get from one building to the next.
Those safety features may help sell the billion-dollar project when it goes before Miami City Commissioners tomorrow. The city's planning board has already recommended approval, but there are challenges, including building this high here in South Florida.
By the time you're about 30 stories up, you can have a category stronger hurricane than you have down the surface. So by the time you get 100 stories up, it's going to be much, much stronger than that.
The other concern, condos. Another 1,500 condominium units dropped right here, across the street from Bayside, in a market not exactly suffering a shortage.
And we've already got a glut that may be 5 to 8 years in the marketplace. So right now it seems to be a dream and a very optimistic endeavor, but I don't put much faith that we're going to see it.
But Karp believes his building will be built to last and to sell. Mark Joyella, Local 10 News.
Now, if that design and the name remind you of New York's Twin Towers, that's intentional. The architect intended the towers to pay tribute to the World Trade Center buildings, but with a distinctly Miami design that also echoes the classic curves of Miami beaches. Fontainebleau Hotel.
Broward and the Keys. This is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
The Miami City Commission will not make a decision just yet on new skyscrapers planned for Biscayne Boulevard. The reason, neighbors are concerned about traffic and other possible problems. CBS 4's Shamari Stone explains.
This is a huge project. The developers would build the mega skyscrapers near Northeast 3rd Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Some residents are concerned about the increase in traffic and the height of the building.
It just sounds a bit chaotic on the Biscayne Boulevard.
Miami resident Nathan Curlin stands at a podium as he tells city commissioners his concerns about the Mackley development's proposed Empire World Towers, shown in these pictures. The 2 mega skyscrapers will stand at 1,010 feet, equipped with condos, retail, and office spaces.
I just wonder whether or not we should be building another tall building.
Curlin feels uneasy about the increase in downtown development, where high-rise condos are vacant during the slumping real estate market.
When I drive down Biscayne Boulevard right now, it is one massive structure after another massive structure, and we haven't yet really absorbed what we have already built.
The $1 billion buildings will rise 93 stories above Biscayne Boulevard across from Bayfront Park. Commissioner Mark Sarnoff looks at a model and says, not so fast.
Just question whether this is good planning.
Architect Kobi Karp contends the building has a strong foundation and can even withstand Category 4 hurricane-force winds.
We feel it's a very unique, iconic building for Miami in a very well, highly publicized location.
He admits more needs to be done to study the effect the buildings will have on downtown traffic, a concern Miami residents like Curlin want answered before this mega plan is approved.
We don't have any clue how this is actually going to work with all of these units coming to fruition.
Now, the City of Miami Commission will consider the project in 30 days. In downtown Miami, I'm Shamari Stone, CBS 4 News.
The architect says the building's height will not violate flight paths to Miami International Airport. That's because it's not above the threshold. MIA officials and the FAA, however, will review the plan before it's approved.
Live from the news station, this is 7 News at Noon.
Okay, Diane, and Miami commissioners considering a measure to raise height limits on city skyscrapers. A developer wants to build 93-story twin towers across from Biscayne Marketplace. The buildings would be primarily residential and would be well above 1,000 feet.
South Florida's most watched newscast.
Today, Miami City Commissioners will decide whether plans for a 93-story condo building in downtown will actually become a reality. The mega high-rise would shoot over 1,000 feet in the air above Bayfront Park with 2 towers. It's a tribute to the World Trade Center in New York City. Critics say with the housing market in the dumps, a new skyscraper just doesn't make sense.
We've already got a glut that may be 5 to 8 years in the marketplace. So right now it seems to be a dream and a very optimistic endeavor, but I don't put much faith that we're going to see it.
We wanted to make a statement of a building which is clean, simple, elegant, yet makes an iconic statement.
Miami's planning board has already okayed the plans for the 93-story